Rosie was not only sad, but also very worried. Robert had died, and his graveyard was also very far away. And due to this lockdown and Corona, he is not even able to go there. Not even any of his relatives could come. The government has allowed 20 people, but with difficulty. Only 8 to 10 people from the neighborhood, who were his family friends, were able to come. The arrangements for Tony, Michael, George, Joseph, Mary, John, Sylvia, Lily, and Father Cowpin were done. Tony had ordered him, but there was no means by which to reach the cemetery. So they thought of taking him to the nearby graveyard. But the father refused. So Tony and Michael say, "Father, what is the secret of that cemetery? We have also seen, since childhood, that it is forbidden to go there. No one goes there. What is the reason after all?" The church father said that the cemetery is haunted. The soul of whoever is buried there never finds peace. That cemetery was closed because the spirits there had caused a lot of destruction about 100 years ago. So after pouring holy water on all the graves, they locked the gates and tied them with the cross, so that he cannot get out. Rosie says, "But Father, for how long will we keep Robert like this? Something has to be done." We had also called the police, and they also said that when there is a graveyard in your area, then why are you going far away? We will not send any means. Now you tell me, Father, what should we do now? Daughter blessed you, but I can't help you in this. Michael and Tony said, "Just think about Father Robert. How long will he remain like this?" So the father thinks something and says, "Okay, but do only what I say, and do not do anything on your own will." Everyone says together, "Yes, Father." Rosie starts crying. Rosie and Robert lived in a slum in the city. Robert worked in a shop, and Rosie did sewing work from home. Their household was going well. They had been married for 10 years. But they had no children, wasn't. Still both were happy. Lived his life with fun. Robert was sociable. And he was friends with everyone. But he had a bad habit of drinking. Due to this he had a fight with Rosie. Tea kept happening. Robert had a habit of drinking. But now he needed it. It was made. Now, since the lockdown was imposed, both of them have lost their work. His savings were so much that the work was going on easily. But Robert is upset. He was not getting alcohol. It lasted less than the few days. I had kept it at home. Took it again. When it was over, I started feeling restless. And one day the neighbor told that someone is selling. So Robert bought it from there at double the price. But she was poisonous. And he took Robert's life. Rosie reported. So all the nearby friends had come. Now, everyone to Coppin. Took to the cemetery. Father gave everyone a cross and everyone hugged it. Put it in. So Tony says, "Father, I have it." So the father says, "I know, my son. Everyone must be wearing this. But this is a different thing. Wear it quietly and do whatever I say. Don't ask any questions at all. Don't argue." "Yes, Father," everyone says. They reached the cemetery and it looked very scary. but everything seemed calm. Father poured something on the gate. And muttered something. Then everyone saw that the lock on the gate opened on its own. But as soon as the gate opened, strong wind started blowing. So strong that a person could shake. They controlled themselves with great difficulty. Then took Cowpin inside. Father left the gate open. And muttering something, drew a line of holy water there. The cemetery was very big. After going inside about a kilometer, they started seeing graves. They saw that all the graves there were damaged. The name was not clearly visible on any of them. And most of it had become soil. Father told me about a place. And the gents started digging a pit. And the ladies were sitting near the coffin, praying for Robert's soul. The pit itself was filled. They started lowering the cowpin into it. Then what happens? Suddenly the lid of the cowpin opens. And Robert starts walking out. So the father shouts, "Let's all go out. Leave this. All go out and no one should look back. No matter what happens. If you hear anyone's voice, don't listen to it." Everyone starts running. Then Robert's voice is heard by Rosie. "Rosie darling, where are you going leaving me? Don't go, come here. I can't walk. I am Robert. Your husband, come." Rosie turns back and goes. When she reaches Robert, he says, "Hey Rosie. Answer this cross around your neck. Why are you wearing two?" So Rosie takes it off mechanically. Then Robert kisses her. His mouth becomes very big. And he fills Rosie's mouth up to her neck and eats her. The daily work is over in a moment. Then Robert reaches John and Tony. And says, "Hey friends. Why are you running? This is your friend. I am alive. We'll have fun again and drink alcohol." So both stop. Then Robert shows them a lot of liquor and says, "Look. How much I have. You take down this cross. And let's go. We will sit under our tree and drink it." As soon as both of them take it down, Robert breaks all the bottles on their heads. Both of them bathe in blood. And that's the end. George and Sylvia were lovers. And were running away holding hands. Robert reaches them and says, "Sylvia. George is cheating on you. He is having an affair with Mary. And claims to love you." Sylvia stops. George goes ahead. Then he turns back. Not seeing Sylvia's hand in his. And what he sees. His soul trembles. Sylvia's body must be lying in 50 pieces. He comes to them and starts crying loudly. Then Robert says in Rosie's voice, "George. All this has happened because of this cross. Take it down and throw it away." So George throws it away. Then Robert punches him in the stomach. With such force that George's intestines come out of his mouth. The rest of the people reach the gate. But what do you see? The gate is closed. The father also gets nervous. And then calms down a bit and says, "My children. I am chanting. You too remember Jesus. And in any situation, no matter whose voice comes, don't do anything. But when Lily asks where are the others, the father says that he has gone to God. Now you take care of yourself." Everyone is scared. But Michael says, "How come? He is gone." And he looks back and says he is standing. Father tells everyone not to turn. And everyone agrees. Michael says, "Look. Robert is also standing. He is alive." Then suddenly, he gets scared after thinking about it. He understands that this is all a ghost. He wants to say something, but no sound comes out of his mouth. And his hands automatically go towards his neck and remove the cross and throw it away. Then Robert hits his head with. While the father was praying, the door opens. Mary, Lily, and the father come out. After coming out, the father again locks the door and puts a cross on it and pour holy water. There was still a shadow of fear on the faces of Lily and Mary. Father says he will not be able to come out now. And they go towards the church. Subscribe and like for more terrifying tales.